Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Therapeutic Conversation Show. I'm your host, Bryan Jones, LPC, where we're having conversations around mental health, spirituality, and empowerment. So today on my show, I have my special guest, Andrea Pitts, who is a meditation expert, professional, and also a minister. So she's going to be talking this morning about the benefits of meditation. And I know a lot of Christians out there saying meditation is new age, and all of that type of stuff. So I really want us to really delve right into that in a few minutes. But I'm going to have Andrea to lead us in a meditation. And I just want to say a couple things as we have our therapeutic moment. Meditation is about going within and shutting out those things that are not helpful a lot of times that are outside of us. A lot of times, a lot of us as Christians are running. We're doing all kinds of things. And, sometimes we have to go within to find the answers. And that also involves prayer. I mean, we do pray, and prayer and meditation is very similar. There's not a lot of, there are some differences, but, it is a part of prayer. And even when I used to be a chaplain, we used to really talk about that a prayer could be helping people. A prayer could be helping people. And I came from the hospice world. And a lot of times in hospice, we would go and get people water. We would show them in a hospice unit, an inpatient unit, where the restroom was. We would, orientate them to something like that as they're watching their loved ones go through that process. And that was a prayer. So even with meditation,
Yes.
all of it is still a form of prayer. And a lot of times we need to really be meditating. So Andrea's going to talk about that. But Andrea, go ahead and lead us in a time of meditation, a moment of meditation, of being still and going within, and also realizing as spiritual beings who we really are. That's the most important thing.
Yes. All right, well, everybody, if we just get calm and get still and just get comfortable in your seat, you don't have to sit in any particular way. Just get comfortable and gently close your eyes. And what we're going to do together is take 3 deep cleansing breaths. So let's breathe in and slowly breathe out. Let's take another deep breath in and slowly breathe out. And let's take one more big deep breath in, filling your lungs, feeling your diaphragm expand, and hold it. And release. Release all of the stale air that has been in you. And let's just continue to breathe deeply. And let's just be still in this moment. In this moment, we're realizing that anything that has happened before this point is gone. That we're in this present and perfect moment. That we are one with God. And that we can find that peace and that power and that love that resides within. Any negative thoughts and emotions, any stress and anxiety, allow that to all just dissipate, leaving space to feel the love, feel the compassion, feel the peace. With each deep breath in, you're feeling more connected to God. And with each exhale that you take, you're releasing anything that is not like the goodness of God. And as you continue those breath cycles, you're feeling more relaxed. You're feeling more at peace. You're gaining clarity and understanding. And knowing that all will be well. That there's divine order in your life. And we focus on the goodness. And release anything that's not like God. And let's just sit for a moment enjoying this peace and this connection. And don't forget to focus on your breath, just allowing the inhales and the exhales to remind you of that peace and that natural, beautiful rhythm of life. And now we're going to take 3 deep breaths in and bring ourselves back to this wonderful space. Let's take a deep breath in, breathing in love and life. And release any stress or anxiety. Let's take one more big deep breath in, breathing in the oneness and allness of this universe. And release. And our last big deep breath in, breathing in the love of God. And release anything that is not like that goodness. And when you are ready, you may open your eyes to the newness and the wonders of this beautiful life.
Wow. Amen. Awesome. Awesome. So that's what we're talking about today. And notice that even as, I can only speak from my experience, even as I participated in that, that didn't take a long time.
No. Meditation doesn't mean sitting for hours on end in stillness. It means just allowing yourself to be at peace in that very moment. It can be for just 1 minute, or it can be for 20 minutes.
So even as we go in and we really begin to know all is well, and know it, first for me, it helps us to recognize who we really are.
Yes, definitely. We're able to recognize that all the things that are going around us is not who we truly are. We're wonderful.
Can you say more about that? That's a powerful statement there.
Well, yeah, we are wonderful children of God that are entitled to all of the goodness that is there. As they say, we are the heirs of the kingdom.
Yes.
Right? So we're entitled to all the abundance and the goodness and the love and the compassion that's out there. But we often get distracted by the outer world, by everything that's going on, by your phone and by beeps and your computers and family and everything that's pulling at you. And sometimes you just need to stop and recognize that although you are in this world, you are not of this world.
Wow. Well, you have joined in with the Therapeutic Conversation Show. I'm your host, Bryan Jones. I'm joined here today with my friend, Andrea Pitts.
Yes.
And I'm just so excited that she is here, Reverend Andrea Pitts. And she is a I was going to say mental health, but we're going to say that's all connected. It's all together.
It is connected.
But a meditation professional. Yes. And what does that mean? Of course, that's a title that, we kind of put out there. Can you tell the people? Well, first I want to talk about how we met. Let's talk about that first. We met here in Atlanta at the at Hillside International Truth Center here in Atlanta under the direction. Shouts out to Dr. Barbara King. Yes, Bishop Reverend Dr. Barbara King, who is have been that's just a powerful force in doing spirituality or international. And we definitely want to give honor to her for her what we call truth teachings. And helping us to really know who we are. And their motto there is, or vision there is, transforming hearts and transforming minds. And for the people who don't know, we do have a partnership there. The Joshua Generation Care and Consulting Services has a partnership there with Dr. Barbara to provide mental health services. So we're so excited about our partnership. And again, shouts out and thanks to Dr. Barbara and all of the Hillside family. And so how I met you, you were the pulpit assistant at at the church there, at the spiritual center there. And that's how we got connected. First time, just a wonderful spirit. And just doing some amazing things in the meditation and prayer. I'm going to add that part to it, world. And so I'm just so excited to have you today, and just that you took time to come here and to be a part of the show. All right, so meditation. What is meditation? Because people, even though you just led us in a time of meditation, what is it?
It is actually an opportunity for you to get still and get clarity and release all of the mind chatter that goes on in life. And in that stillness, you're able to really connect with who you truly are and connect with spirit. And however you choose to worship that, whether it's God or Allah or Buddha or anything like that, it's your opportunity to connect with who you call God.
Now, Andrew, as you know, you're on a Christian station.
Yes.
So I just want you to, and of course, I feel, this is only Bryan's belief, is that, there are different expressions of God for people. We may say Jesus, and other people may say another name, and we have to honor where people are. I mean, just because we're Christians, and we definitely believe, a lot of times through Jesus there is a way, but a lot of the world is not Christian, and so we have to begin to open ourselves up, and not to down anybody's belief, but we do believe in Jesus. I mean, I do. I can speak for me. I can't say we, but I mean, I do believe that, in Jesus, but other people don't. So, but that opens the mind. But guess what? We all are human. And I think the first benefit, in my opinion, would be that it opens us up to unity. Because we're not trying to tell people what to believe and what to feel and how to function.
Yeah, we are all one in this human experience.
Yes.
So that's what it is, allowing us to recognize that we are one and that we are connected to the divine.
Okay.
And that's what meditation allows us to do. It clears all of that mind chatter out so that we can truly connect.
Okay. All right. What's the next benefit of meditation?
Well, meditation has many benefits.
Okay. Well, let's just talk about them, and let's give them some points of what these, of what meditation does. So it helps us to first center, as you said, and realize, who we really are.
Yes.
All right.
Yes. It also has some wonderful benefits mentally for you.
Okay.
It helps to reduce anxiety and stress.
Okay. Now that's important. Can you say more about that?
Well, one of the things that science has found out is many of the diseases that we experience, 90% of it has part of the origin in stress. And so finding different ways to reduce stress can definitely help. And meditation is one of those ways.
Yes. And it also helps to relax you.
Yes. Because one of the things with stress, if you have a depletion in certain hormones, in serotonin and GABA, those are hormones that help to combat stress.
Wow.
And what meditation does, it allows your body to build those things back up.
Okay, good.
So it helps, those are the stress fighters that your body needs.
Okay.
And so it helps to develop that. Yes.
So it also goes along with science, and it's been proven. I think there's research, evidence-based research that shows that helps you with your whole well-being.
Yes,
mind, body, and spirit. Okay, good. All right. Anything else?
Yes, it also helps you emotionally because again, it helps with those people who may be suffering from depression as well.
Yes,
it helps with that. Serotonin, that is a key hormone. And if you don't have enough serotonin, you cannot combat depression.
Yes.
And so it helps you on an emotional level.
Wow.
So we just talked about spiritual, mental, and emotional, and then it also helps on a physical level because when you reduce that stress, your body can do the self-healing that it's designed.
Wow. And see, you're on to something there about self-healing. And that's what I want to put out today. I know that on people's minds, we're really thinking about, unfortunately, the unfortunate situation that happened in Florida with the shooting in the school. And then, people have been saying, of course, I'm not sure the exact numbers. This is the 17,
what I understand.
A shooting in a school this year. And so, we don't walk in fear because the Bible does tell us that God hasn't given us the spirit of fear, but of love, peace, and a sound mind. But what I learned years ago. And I'm going to say that again. Out of every chaotic moment that we go through, there is an opportunity and a possibility where we can live better lives and we can grow from those things, because that situation has already occurred.
Yes.
And so therefore we can blame people. We can blame and say, well, this should have been done, or you should have did this and you should have done that. And I'm not going to get into that. We could talk about gun control, which, I do think that we need to do something about that, and I'm not minimizing that. But I think we got to really go back to being with people and listening to people. That's why this show is out. Yes. Because we want to talk about mental health. We want to talk about how we can use our spirituality to help people to be empowered. Yes. And I think we're missing something here. And I know people have been talking about, oh, that's a mental illness, what happened, with the gentleman and things like that. And we can debate all of that. But I think this is a real call to go back to humanity. Go back to focusing on what we're responsible for, what we can do, listening to people. Because out of every situation that goes on, you cannot tell me that someone did not hear something that wasn't in alignment, that wasn't right, that wasn't sound in most of these cases that has happened. There have been signs. And a lot of times we don't slow down and really go within and really figure out a teachable moment, or a moment where we can reach out, or a moment that we can say something to someone in love. Yes. But out of every chaotic moment can produce a new reality of love, living, and being. Out of every tragedy, there can be a moment where it can produce a new reality and a new place where we can be grateful and we can understand each other and we can walk in love, peace, joy, and all of those type of things. So going back to meditation, and someone says, oh, that's new age, what would you say to them?
I say that everything is connected. That everything, if God has made everything, the world, the universe, then he made meditation too, and everything is connected. Everything is a part of the whole, and there's many different ways for us to get what we need to become our highest and best selves.
Yes.
So whether you call it new age or not, I don't subscribe to that.
Definitely not.
I say anything that helps you to be better and helps you to serve, I think is important and is good to use.
Yeah, and that's very important to to know that. And I only say that because some people may think that, but I mean, Christians, I'm going to say it this way. You all need to open your minds up. And this is, why we do this show and we bring in certain guests, because last week we talked about narcissistic personality.
Oh, wow.
That's something that we're not dealing with in the church, that we're not addressing, that we're not, a lot of these spiritual leaders and pastors have narcissistic personality disorder or traits of that. Right. And they function like that and they abuse. And we don't address those things. It's the same with this. We need to get still. There is more than just praying and begging God to do something for us when God has already given us. And the biblical text backs this up. God has already given us everything to pertain to life and godliness.
Yes.
To spirit. And therefore it's our jobs to slow down, because I think the sin that we do is we're distracted. We are off course.
Yes.
And I think meditation helps us to get on course.
Well, you see actually different instances of that in the Bible. When they talk about every time that Jesus removed himself, when he went into the desert.
Reverend, you preaching now.
He went off to be by himself to get still.
Yes.
Because he was also dealing with a lot and taking on a lot of people's problems and issues, and he needed to go ahead and get his clarity.
Wow.
And that's what he was doing. He was meditating. Okay, and it's also an opportunity in your stillness to hear that still small voice of God.
Wow.
And understand what it is you are supposed to do next, what the next step is for you. And in terms of the unfortunate situation in Florida, I believe most experiences that we have is either an act of love or a call for love.
All right, hold on now. You said what? An act?
It's either an act of love or a call for love.
I love it.
So the young gentleman who was having whatever mental challenges and emotional challenges, it was partly because he was needing love. if we are able to meditate and really connect with that divine love, then we're able to see those things better.
Yes.
And we're able to support people better and know when it is that this person is looking for a call for love and needing support.
Yes.
So meditation is very important.
Yes. Yes. Because we're easily distracted.
Yes.
I mean, with the, and we really, a lot of times, unfortunately, don't focus on what really matters. What really matters? I mean, blaming somebody in this situation now, what is that going to do? I mean, just saying, somebody should have did this, or we should have done this, or if we had gun control, they would do this. And I'm not saying we don't put those things in place, but at the end of the day, what are we going to do about it? What are we responsible for? Because there are times where we ignore people.
Right.
There are times where people around us, I'm not going to be bothered. Or they just crazy and I'm not going to deal with them.
Right.
When we are sometimes called to deal with difficult people.
Yes.
We're called to show them love, show them blessings, show them something that is part of, of what we do as spiritual beings.
Yes. Yes.
And some people identify as being Christian, and there's a song that I grew up on, and I didn't understand it until I got a little older. Got a birthday coming up soon, but got a little older, and it said, "They shall know that we are Christians by our love."
Yes.
And I remember growing up hearing that song and saying that they shall know that we are Christians by our love. And they may not know anywhere else, but they'll know that you are spiritual beings.
Yes.
By the love you show.
Definitely.
And I just think, we need to send love.
Always.
And
part of what you said also is that we're distracted and we're not paying attention. One of the things about meditation, there's a specific kind of meditation called mindfulness meditation.
Yes.
And what it does, it makes us be present.
Yes.
In every moment.
Wow.
So we're able to fully experience every moment. So maybe if we are more present, we can maybe stave off that next challenge.
Yes.
And support a person before they get to the point
yes.
of where they feel they need to do something so drastic because they are needing that love.
Yes.
If we are constantly present in everything we do, we see the fullness of God.
Wow. Yep. Now you can call into the show. We're definitely I need the number. I forgot the number. Oh, it's right there. 770-988-6461. That's 770-988-6461. You can call and ask questions. Andrea's here and I'm here. We do see on Facebook that Freeman Lamar Thomas has joined us and Jesse Mitchell. Thank you for joining us. And here on the station, you can put a comment there. And send out love and peace or questions, and we can see them on 108 Praise Radio. The number again is 770-988-6461. That's 770-988-6461 if you want to call, comment. We're talking about the benefits of meditation, the spiritual benefits of meditation. And this month we're talking about mental health resources. A lot of times we don't know what's out there. We don't know what's going on. We don't know who's down the street offering something. And all of us sometime in our point need help.
Yes.
We need to be taught. We need to look at some of our thinking, some of our theologies, where we're from, what are we really thinking? What's really going on? And I think meditation helps us to figure out what's really happening, because some of this stuff has nothing to do with you.
Right.
But yet we take it on. Some of these things that are going on, around you at work, school, and other places that we go have nothing to do with us. But guess what? We get sucked in, if I can use that term, and we get connected to stuff that's unhealthy.
Yes.
And even in my work as a licensed professional counselor and minister, that's a whole nother conversation and show,
yes.
That we talk about. We get sucked in and distracted, and we take on other people's energy. We take on other people's issues that sometimes have nothing to do with us, but we just kind of attracted as magnets. That's why we have to take time to rest, take time to meditate, take time to pray, to get away. As you said, Jesus went away before he went into the, he went to the garden to pray, and I believe to meditate and to be still and to connect with his spiritual self. and to get clarity before he had to go to the cross, and do that. And even his prayer, if you listen to the prayer, I mean, if I could take this thing, if this thing could be taken from me, I mean, but let thy will be done. I mean, that's a powerful prayer to even kind of look at, that something was going on, we don't know, with Jesus at the time, for it to be said and done. And so sometimes things are going on with us, and we have to be still and know. Yes. And know who we really are, as spiritual beings. And I think that's what helps. Now, tell us, how can people get in contact with you?
Oh, well, definitely there are a couple of ways to do that. I actually facilitate a meditation group every week.
It's called Moments in Meditation. I've been there. Now, where's that held at and everything?
It's at Living Truth 365. It's at Living Truth 365, and that is at 2255 Sewell Mill Road in Marietta, Georgia, right off the 120 loop.
Okay.
And it's at 7 p.m. every Thursday evening. It's from 7 to 8:30, and it's absolutely free.
Wow.
You
awesome.
can also contact me. I have a number specifically for Moments in Meditation.
Okay.
That is 678
okay.
8-AWARE-1.
Okay, say that again.
678-8-AWARE-1.
Okay.
And you can contact me to find out more information about the different things we're doing. This month we did an entire series every week on love.
Wow.
We talked about
awesome.
self-love, brotherly love, and next week we're rounding it out with agape love, universal love.
Oh,
and
my.
we're meditating on these things. So that's how you can get through. And then I have great news.
Okay.
We are partnering with the Joshua
Generation. Wonderful.
To start another Moments in Meditation
yes.
here at the Joshua Generation.
Yes.
And it will probably be on Saturday mornings. We
Wonderful.
need to iron it out.
Wonderful.
But it's going to be an opportunity for people who can't come during the week.
Yes.
And can come on a Saturday.
Wonderful. And we're so excited about the partnership. And we're here at 3125 Presidential Parkway, Atlanta, Georgia, 30340. And then we will be having something on our website,
yes.
www.joshua-generation.net. Also check our Facebook page. And we're also going to put it on the Therapeutic Conversation Show Facebook page
yes.
as well. I mean, just to advertise that moment in meditation at the Joshua Generation. So enjoy the Joshua Generation experience. It's part of that, of what we're doing, and that's going to be absolutely free right
yes.
now. We are asking for donations, though.
Donations or
yes,
love offerings.
Love offerings. And for that particular adventure, we do have a nonprofit, the Foundation for Therapeutic and Spiritual Empowerment Services, where your contributions are tax deductible. Yes. So, we give. Even if you don't feel like you need meditation, why don't you give and sow a seed? And I was having this conversation with someone the other day. A lot of times I'm going around talking about mental health. I'm going around talking about the importance of mental health awareness and spirituality, and how we need to really focus in and be proactive with these things, with these tools. And a lot of people come up to me, Andrea, and they say to me, oh, you do mental health. Oh, it's so needed. It's so needed. And I'm like, that's all they say. Right. Oh, it just takes a special person to deal. And even when I was doing hospice, I was in hospice, working in hospice for years. They said, oh, it's just such a need. Oh, just a wonderful work. And I mean, I'm not down in that, but why don't you sow a seed to help? Why don't you sponsor someone to get professional counseling? Why don't you sponsor someone to talk, because you go around the city talking about mental health awareness and things like that. Why don't you sponsor,
right.
through, to a nonprofit that's supporting mental health and wellness right. and helping people.
Right.
Because I think it's good for us to, talk about and say to us, oh, it's a good work. And even in meditation, it's a good work, but you ain't sponsored. Sometimes we need to sponsor some of this.
Yes.
If it ain't but $10, $20, $25, at least you're saying, look, I want somebody to get the services. Think about it. And I'm not trying to use this in a, this shooting and exploit this particular situation, but why don't we sow some seeds into mental health then? And since we say it's a mental health issue, why don't we sow some seeds, Christians, believers,
yes.
Spiritual people? Why don't we sow some seeds into giving to foundations such as my foundation and other foundations that are doing the mental health awareness work and being proactive? Because maybe we could have prevented some of this if
Right.
we sow seeds into. But in the church, we're not talking about mental health.
Right.
We're not dealing with wellness. We're not dealing with meditation. Because a lot of times, honestly, and I know I'm a little preachy today, but we're not dealing with ourselves.
Right.
We don't sit with ourselves. A lot of times we don't even look. A lot of times in counseling, I do a lot of work around helping people to look in the mirror. You know what I'm saying? And tell me who you are. And especially African American or black males that identify that I work with, they can't tell me. I had a gentleman a few weeks ago, asked him to look in the mirror. He couldn't tell me. He couldn't tell me who he was. But meditation helps us to be centered. But I am going to say this for meditation. I think we have to look at some of the teachings in the church and in the spiritual centers so we'll know who we are.
Yes. Yes.
Let's talk about
I
that.
definitely agree with that. Well, you know, the other thing, and I'll just say this, that one of the reasons people either don't sow seeds or they're afraid to sow seeds is because they just don't understand.
Oh,
right?
There you go.
Or they don't want to deal with it, right?
Yeah.
So often there are mental health issues or challenges that happen in the black community, and we don't usually go for help. So it's hard for us to want to sow seeds into something we don't understand or we're not used to working with.
But
one of the things that I want people to know is meditation, like I said, isn't just sitting still. When I do meditation every week, it's many different forms. We do walking meditation, writing meditation, stretching meditation.
Yes.
It's all different forms. I had my mentor, I have to say his name, Reverend Cedric Gardner. He was my mentor.
Yes.
My
Reverend Cedric is wonderful.
Yes, my meditation mentor. And he used to tell me that his grandmother, up until she was about 102, would go out into her yard and sweep her yard in different patterns and hum. That was meditation.
Yes.
She didn't have to sit in a lotus position or whatever that is to do that. That was meditation. So black people have been doing this for years.
Wow.
Forever. They just don't know that it's called meditation.
Yes. And if you go back to the tradition, a lot of times, in certain households, the grandmother would hum.
Yes.
My grandmother would sing and kind of hum to herself sometime. And I know other people, have experiences where their grandmothers, would be praying. And think about the slaves in the fields. They would sing songs and they would hum. That was, even though they were oppressed, they would still kind of create songs and sing songs as they were working that the master didn't even know what they were saying.
Exactly. And that was allowing them to remind themselves that although they were in that oppressive world, they were not of it.
Exactly.
They can get that connection to the divine, knowing who they truly are as children of God.
Wow. And that's the part. So if you're in this conversation, we have Chase Smith. Thank you for joining us, today. And if you have any other comments, they say that they've been doing just that. Wonderful. Continue on. And just ask us any questions, comment. If you're enjoying what we're talking about, send a message to us. Please just say hello. That would be great. Or you can call us at 770-988-6461. All right. Go ahead. And so look, so we looked at it from a historical standpoint. We're looking at it from a cultural standpoint. We're looking at it now from being practical and relevant, and everybody can meditate.
Yes.
All right. And so let's look at it and then from a theoretical part, we're looking at it because we're looking at it in sciences. Even the doctors say, be still. Because we're running, and even it'll help our heart rates.
Yes.
A lot of times that's why we have a lot of diseases going on dealing with our hearts.
Yes.
And even this week, just unfortunately, and I want everyone to keep us, I believe in affirmative prayer.
Yes.
A couple weeks ago, my aunt transitioned. It was my father's youngest sister transitioned, and she was only in her late 50s.
Wow.
And she had an experience with a heart attack and lost oxygen to her brain and then transitioned. It is just, unfortunate. That is what we're facing a lot of times, and we're not doing things like this, meditation, to be able to help bring down some of that. As you said, depression and dealing with depression. These are things that we can do that we don't have to pay for.
Right, and that's the other thing, that there's not a cost to this. There's no pills to get or anything like that. You can use meditation as part of your regimen. Okay? I'm not saying it replaces anything else.
Yes,
that you
of course
have,
not. Yes.
But as part of your regimen to help with reducing that stress, reducing that anxiety, helping your heart rate, and so that you can become a healthier person.
Exactly.
So definitely all of that goes into play as well, because we know that, medication and healthcare in this country can be costly.
Yes, it can.
For many people. So we have to find other ways that we can help ourselves, help our bodies to heal. And I believe that our bodies were designed by God to be self-healing.
Wonderful.
Right? But we have to be in a place where we can allow that healing to occur. And that's what meditation does as well.
I love that part about self-healing. And I think that I think part of self-healing is definitely the meditation, and also getting some therapeutic help from licensed professionals that can help you walk through difficult, traumatic situations. I think that we really got to put that out and let people know that all of these tools, that's what we're talking about this month and probably next month, about spiritual resources that can help us to move to a better place and be better people.
Yes.
That's what it's all about. And if your spirituality and your theology and your praying and all this cannot help you live a better life, what good is it? If it cannot be practical, if it cannot help you treat people better, if it cannot help you feel better and function better and do better, what good is it? And so we need to be really thinking about that. Because a lot of these things that we're doing, and we're doing it in the name of Jesus, in the name of God, are not healthy things. They're not helping us to live better lives. They're not helping us to be more loving. They're not helping us to be more caring.
Right.
So I think meditation is right on it.
Yes.
Where we can do that. And guess what? It's not controlled. Like when people come in for your class or your group meeting, you don't force them to do anything.
No, they do whatever it is that works for them. I have people that sit in chairs. I have people that sit on cushions. I have people that lay out on the floor. Whatever is most comfortable for you is what we offer for you.
Yes.
And even in the guided meditations that I do, if somebody is not resonating with that, they may meditate on something else.
Yes.
And that's fine. Yeah. It's whatever you need at the time that you get. Yes.
And I've seen that because I've been a part of it. And I've seen, where some people like myself, I just laid out on the floor. Because I'm the type of person, I'm going to get everything I can get, and I want to be still. Sitting up doesn't help me. I laid out and just got what I needed and listened to, the meditation. And, and then I've seen some people stand up. I've seen some people walk around. I mean, it's just so much when we get into what we call a collective consciousness of love and a connective place where we're connected by that. We're not divided by what you believe and what I believe, but that we're connecting to the spirit and to a human experience and just being in this experience that we are and know that we are one. I think that, that will really help us to be in a better place and help us to really, get to those things that we need to get to. So that's just powerful, powerful. We have some other people that have joined us. Karen Kimbrell, thank you for joining us. And also, there's a question about financial stability. I'm not sure what you're asking, Chase. Could you explain what is he asking?
I think one of the things, when he said that, what came to my mind is because you can use meditation to help with some of your health challenges, then there's less cost.
Oh, that's what he was talking about. Okay, right? I got you.
There's less cost involved in all of that. Yes.
Wonderful. And then also he says, how can meditation influence someone? Right there.
How can meditation
influence someone?
Well, what meditation does is allow you to get still and get clarification on what it is that you want to do. So it helps to remove the distractions that would otherwise influence you possibly to do something negative or to feel negative.
Got you.
So it allows for clarity for your true higher self to come through.
Yes. And I think it's just it's important too that we're not responsible for other people. And I mean, and until, that's a whole nother show, but until we can deal with not being responsible, Carlton, thank you for joining us, that we're not responsible for other people. And I think that sometimes we want to change people. And I know I do a lot of married and couple relationship counseling. And, you know, they want to change their partner. They want to change somebody, you know, and tell somebody, we only responsible for ourselves, and we only in control of what we do, you know, and we cannot be responsible for other people.
Right.
You know, and so, I think it's important that and until we realize that we're not in control of other people, I think we're going to be in the situations and the experiences that we are in. But the minute you understand that you're only in control, I'm only in control of Bryan, and I'm only responsible. I'm not responsible for what you do.
Right.
I'm only responsible for the love, the peace, the blessing, whatever I show up as. You know, and I'm always fine tuning how I show up.
Yes.
You know, and I'm getting feedback. That's another thing that you're a part of. You also are in the CPE group with me.
Yes, I am.
And so I am a CPE supervisor. We talked about it on this show before, clinical pastoral education. And you also are taking your second unit of clinical pastoral education.
I am.
Talk about that experience too, and what you're learning.
Oh, that has been one of the best experiences I've ever had. And I'm just going to put it out there that I think everyone who is in any type of leadership role in ministry.
Yes, put it out there.
should take at least one unit of clinical pastoral education.
Wow.
Because it helps you to reveal what your own challenges are.
Yes.
And how you show up that you don't even realize.
Yes.
Because there are often times that we have our own things going on that we can cause spiritual harm or abuse to the people that we minister to.
Exactly.
And so the ability to see that and move through that experience so that you are not harming anyone, but you're able to support them because of what you've learned about yourself is definitely important.
Yes, and I just appreciate you being a part and others being a part, and we're going to be expanding that particular program and really offering some things online so I can get the word out for other people.
Yes.
And and there's some teaching opportunities that I have. I'll talk about later at another show. In the seminaries, talking about, clinical training.
Yes.
Because we don't look at ourselves, and even as ministers and spiritual leaders, we do not reflect. And part of meditation is helping you to reflect.
Yes.
But also clinical pastoral education helps to put the leg and that feet to our theology, and also question why we do ministry and how do we show up.
Yes.
Because a lot of times in preaching sermons, we're putting information out there, but there's no feedback. People are talking about what the message was, or the lesson in truth, sermon, whatever tradition you come from, but the message from the spiritual leader or pastor or bishop or whoever is putting out there, but there's no feedback.
Right.
It's just sent out, but it's no dialogue, and therefore, we got to start looking at different things where we are maximizing and able to ask questions and talk through things. And this is a safe place where you can learn and grow. Everybody may not be a chaplain, but the clinical training, as you said, will help everybody.
Yes.
Be a better minister.
Yes.
And I encourage everyone, you can check out my website, www.joshua-generation.net. And there is you can send us an email on there and say I'm interested in clinical pastoral education, and getting in a unit to be able to be a better minister, a better leader, a better spiritual person, but it's really for ministers and spiritual leaders,
right.
Because I really want them to know that, and it's useful. And a lot of times we've seen the transformation. You've been in 2 units with me. You've seen people come in and really don't understand what they do in ministry. They've been to seminary, or they've been to Bible college, and they don't understand what's happening, what's going on, what are they really doing in that type of work. But it's just awesome. So I'm so glad you're a part of that too. So you're doing some great things.
It has also enriched my meditation practice.
Yeah, say more.
Well.
I love it.
Because in the meditation group that I facilitate, we don't only meditate, but we decompress what we experience in meditation. And everything that I've learned in CPE has helped me to support people through those experiences.
Wow.
So we can talk about what it is that came up and how they can process that and get further clarification.
Exactly.
Yes.
And also sharpen our skills. And because it's a new era that we're in for ministry.
Yes.
There's no longer you're uneducated leader. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you can get educated or get knowledge now. People can Google things now. And so we're not just dependent on the person just for knowledge. You know, people, you know, knowledge is everywhere now.
Yes.
And so even as ministers, we have to broaden our horizons and begin to look at different ways of doing ministry and counseling and helping people. Because, I mean, you know, it's time out for you don't know.
Right.
Even when people come into counseling, they say, I don't know. I don't know what that is. I don't know what to do. I don't know how to function.
Right.
And I think we really got to begin to really look at different ways where we're expanding ourselves in consciousness. And what I mean by consciousness is just awareness.
Yes.
But I love that because we are, consciousness is what we are. We are what we are aware of.
Yes.
What we put ourselves in. And that's what meditation does.
Yes, definitely. It does.
Wonderful. So, you know, we're going to be closing in a few minutes, but kind of tell me what, you know, how can people reach you again?
Okay, so there is the phone number. It's 678-8-AWARE-1.
Okay.
That's the phone number to find out more information. There is also a meetup group that we have.
Okay.
So you can go on Meetup and look for Moments in Meditation.
Okay.
It tells you what we're doing each week at our meditation sessions. And also, I do have a Facebook page.
Okay, wonderful.
For my other group is called the 2018 Year of Yes to
Yes.
You. And also, you can get information about Moments in Meditation from there as well.
Okay,
so
wonderful.
those are all the different ways you can reach me online or on the phone. And also, I am an associate minister at Living Truth 365.
Yes, we'll talk about
Marietta.
that. Where's that? I mean, and what are you all doing there?
Living Truth 365 in Marietta, Georgia. It's at 2255 Sewell Mill Road in Marietta, Georgia, right off the 120 loop. We
Okay.
are a wonderful New Thought spiritual center, and we are all inclusive.
Wow.
We do not require that you dress any particular kind of way.
So you can come as you are.
You can come as you are. And we actually have dialogue. We allow people to talk to the ministers as they're giving their lesson every Sunday.
Oh, wow.
And that's why we do things like Moments in Meditation, so that we can have continuous dialogue, because we know that your spirituality and your religion is not just a Sunday event.
Exactly.
It has to be 24/7 for you. So we have different activities like Moments in Meditation where you can come and talk to a minister and get clarification and learn some tools and some teachings that can help you be part of this world in a more loving way.
Wow. And that's what, if you don't get anything else, and my takeaway from this conversation, so thank you, is that, you know, that meditation helps us to be centered.
Yes.
It helps us to release that stress and those things that are no longer serving us, and also those negative thoughts. We call it in psychology positive psychology. You know, it helps us to be positive and to really think spiritually and be in alignment in where we need to be. And also the third part would be self-healing.
Yes.
That is to help us to self-heal. There are some things that, but think about that. We even dependent on other avenues when God has created us to self-heal.
Yes.
And that's why, I mean, people are, you know, not eating meat and doing certain things, and I'm working on myself. Okay, I'll be honest, I'm working on myself and everything. But at the end of the day, I'm trying to look at different ways that I can be better. You know, because But you know what I'm saying? I'm working on myself,
Yes.
you know, with that. But people are changing their habits and doing all kinds of things so we can be here.
Yes.
So we can be, and as long as we're here, that we can be functioning better.
Yes.
And I know that you're into all of that too. And I be teasing Andrea sometimes. I'd be like, you don't really eat real food, and you know, and stuff like that. But it's the truth. I mean, we really need to be focusing on that, having conversations around that. And meditation is so important. But that self-healing. And I think that was the, you know, if you look at the, and I'm not going to, you know, preach about it, but as we close, if we look at the creation story, they look to another source other than the God in them. If you look at the principle of that story in the garden,
Gotcha.
Adam and Eve, they looked at another source and did not look within,
Right.
and didn't realize that they had already had it.
Yes.
They already had the wisdom.
It was
They already
already
had
in
the
there.
knowledge, and that's what we can take away from that.
Yeah, one of the things that we say at Living Truth, and actually in New Thought, that you came here healthy, whole, and complete.
Oh, say that again.
That you came here.
You came here
healthy,
whole, and complete.
And we just need to remember that.
So you can
now.
affirm that I am healthy, whole, and
Yes.
complete.
Yes.
That's a prayer. That's a word right there for someone that is challenged, that is going through. And I receive that even for myself. I am healthy, whole, and complete.
Yes.
And notice how that makes you feel. Just affirming that inside of you. I'm healthy, I'm whole, and I am complete.
Yes.
Wow. So that's what meditation does. Those are the benefits. Reverend Andrea Pitts, thank you for joining us today.
You're welcome. Thank
You can also look at our website, www.joshua-generation.net. Please like us on Facebook, also the Therapeutic Conversation Show. Please like us on Facebook as well. Follow us, or you can follow me on Bryan Jones, and I'm on there too. You can like, but please like our Facebook page. As I said before, please sow a seed. Thank you, Karen. Listen to the still small voice. Listen to the divine voice of spirit. I love it. Thank you for joining us. Chase, thank you for joining us. Colton, Stacy, Shakira, thank you for joining us. Jesse, Freeman, all the people that have joined us, please send us love, tell us what, that you're enjoying this. A lot of times we're talking and people, don't get a chance to call in. They check the, show after we have already taped it. You can also look on YouTube. You can also look on 108 Praise Radio. Please support this work, voicing the gospel in different ways and different forms through music. There's a lot of guests that are coming behind me today that are giving some wonderful information. And whatever you connect to, it can be helpful.
Yes.
So this month, as I said, we're talking about spiritual resources, and we're going to continue that conversation next week. Just talking about resources and different ways that you can be better and live a better life. So please check out our website, the Joshua Generation Care and Consulting Services here in Atlanta, and you can find us, and you can reach Reverend Andrea at
678-8-AWARE-1, and look out for Moments of Meditation with the Joshua Generation.
Yes,
we will be having that there. And if your spiritual institution is interested in holding meditation, I am available for that as well.
Yes. And they can reach you through that number?
Through that number, 678-8-AWARE-1.
Okay, we're gonna definitely put it on our website and also put it in our comments and everything. But thank you so much for joining us. But even just remember, out of every chaotic moment, challenging moment, trauma, difficult situation, maybe God is in you producing a new reality, a new conversation, a new way of living, a new way of loving, and a new way of being. So thank you for joining the Therapeutic Conversation Show. I'm your host, Bryan Jones, LPC, joined today with my friend, colleague, also trainee, CPE trainee, Andrea Pitts.
Yes.
Moments in Meditation. Check her out. All right. Thank you for your time. Thank you for everything that has occurred. Please reach out. Again, Therapeutic Conversation Show. Like us on Facebook. Follow us. Joshua Generation Care and Consulting Service. And the last thing is our foundation, the Foundation for Therapeutic and Spiritual Empowerment Services. Sow a seed to help someone with mental health. Be proactive. If you don't think you need mental health services or you've already receiving mental health services, sow a $10, $20, $25, $1,000, whatever seed into helping people get professional service and to help us as a nonprofit to raise the consciousness of mental health. That's what we're all about. We're offering affordable services for people and also raising the level, the consciousness of mental health, spirituality, and empowerment through the Foundation for Therapeutic and Spiritual Empowerment Services. I'm your host, Bryan Jones. This has been the Therapeutic Conversation Show. Like us on Facebook. Share this wonderful conversation. And thank you all for your time.
What's up, man? Count nine.
Hey, what up, Kana?
Good. I want you to meet me at the church tonight, man.
Church? For what, man?
Bruh, you already know how I do it.
Gonna be some girls there?
Man, come on, man.
Alright, I'm coming through.
Alright, yeah, in a minute.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, hey, hey. Hey, hey, hey. Turn up, that's what they say in the world. But I just find it funny they can't turn up for my Lord. I'ma keep it crunk for Jesus Christ and that won't change. Every time you see me, man, you know I praise his name. I keep it jumping for Jesus, jumping for Jesus, jumping for Jesus, jumping for Jesus. Now we rocking for Jesus, rocking for Jesus, rocking for Jesus, rocking for Jesus. I'ma keep it one for Jesus Christ, man, cause he's the one who came and saved my life, man. When it comes to him, I'm jumping out the gym. I sing my praises, how they play above the rim. So for Jesus Christ, I'm turned up. Satan tried to steal his praise, but we gon' show him. I told you from the start I would change the game. Until this day, that still ain't changed. And all I wanna do is praise my God's name. So I'm looking for the Lord like I'm LeBron James. Ain't no way in heaven I'ma let this world outpraise me, cause they be rocking for Satan, but I party for G.O.D. I'm jumping for the Lord like a certified rock star, cause Jesus is the rock and I ain't talking Dwayne Johnson. Turn up, that's what they say in the world. But I just find it funny they can't turn up for my Lord. I'ma keep it crunk for Jesus Christ and that won't change. Every time you see me, man, you know I praise his name. I keep it jumping for Jesus.